Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the kitchen. It is Thursday and we're in the kitchen getting ready to make something yummy, delicious, and something I don't really make all that often, to be honest. In fact, very rarely. We're making Chicago style deep dish pizza. And hello Rob Wolf, good to see you. So I have got everything pretty much ready to go, but we're going to walk you through a couple of different steps. I'm not going to walk you through making the dough because that's a pain, but I posted the recipe and I'll post the instructions. You know, you got to let it rise. Hello, Jan, good to see you. Then you got to punch it down and let it rise again. It's a little bit different than regular pizza dough. It's got a little cornmeal in it. Thank you. I have an assistant today, so a little G&T to start the afternoon. Cheers. Ooh, I like the way you pour, Sue. Thank you. All righty. We may not get to the pizza. No, hey Pam, good to see you. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the pan ready. We're going to get the crust ready. I got it ready and rolled out. And then I'm going to show you how we layer it. It's very different than good old New York style pizza. And if you're from Chicago and I do something that you disagree with, it's okay. You can tell me. I am not a Chicagoan. I spent a lot of time in Chicago. I used to take the winners. We did a show back in Virginia called Classroom Quiz. It was an education show, but we spelled classroom and quiz with a K because it was cute. But I would spend every Memorial Day weekend in Chicago. Oh, my Chicago contingent's watching from Cabo. I like that. Well, you guys can have a little shrimp cocktail while we do this. Hello, Bill Senso. So the other thing about the Chicago pizza crust deep dish is it's buttery. And I'm going to butter the pan too. Hold on, I got to stir the Italian sausage. I got Fulvio's cooking up over here. We're going to make this one a meat lover's pizza. So, hello Rosalind, good to see you. I'm going to point you down at what we got going on here. I'll bring you down to the level so you can see. I know it's poorly backlighted and I apologize for that. But I've got this nice pan. You can use a cake pan. You can use a Chicago deep dish pan. Hi, Rebecca. Pardon me. All right. I'm just going to get a little butter. Hold on one second. And this is messy, so just be prepared for it to be a little messy. You're going to get your hands dirty with this one, all right? I'm going to put the butter in there. I softened it up, and I'm just going to rub the pan. I'm just going to butter the whole pan all the way around the sides and the bottom. So you want to soften your butter up first. We'll do that. And this is going to... So there's butter in the crust. And I'd have to go back and look at the crust menu and tell you exactly how much butter. But it's about a half a stick, quarter of a stick. And so you're going to get a kind of a buttery, flakier crust than your usual New York Napolitan style pizza. And I want it to be nice and buttery and crispy and brown on the outside. And I want it to come out of the pan. So we're going to butter the sides of our pan like this. I got the oven going at 400. Might need to bump it up to 425, but these can bake for a while. It's not going to hurt it. And if the crust starts to brown up too much, you can tent it. And that's fine. So we're going to put the dogs outside because more guests have showed up. When you make Chicago deep dish pizza, people show up for it. All right, boys, go outside. Good boys. All right, so I've got my pan buttered. I'll take my crust, my delicious dough, lay it over the pan just like that. And now the important thing here, when we're doing this, I'm going to cut off the outside. But what we're going to do is just make sure that it fits into the corner. You want to fill the corner, flop it over like that. We got the crew. Oh, my cameraman has arrived. Mr. Richard Herwig and his beautiful wife Tish. I got Sue. I got my buddy Craig Campbell here. It's a big night for Chicago style deep dish pizza. All right, Richard's taking over. He's at the helm. All right, you see what we're doing? We're making sure it goes all the way to the corner like that. All right, just like that. And what I'm going to do is just cut off the excess around the outside. No big deal. It's always good to have a little leftover dough. Want to get the air pockets out of it, but that's another reason why I buttered the inside of that dish. And I'm going to leave a lip of dough over the edge, just like that.
Got a scissor?
I do have a scissor, but I'm not interested in using it right now.
Wow.
Just fine. So we're just gonna trim off the dough around the edge like this. All right. And Rosalind, I know you're watching. Did you make the dough? And if you did, tell me how it turned out, because I'm curious. I'm not much of a dough guy, and I'm always happy to buy dough or have friends make dough. So we'll just trim that off a little bit.
Could use the scissor.
I could have used a scissor, you're saying, Richard? Who's cooking here? Which one of us is? All right. We're going to get that excess dough off the edge like that. No problem. There we go. Scissor. What do I need a scissor? Okay. Now we got that. Come over this way. We're going to make a meat pizza. So I've got some Fulvio's Italian sausage, which I took out of the casing. And all that wonderful fennel smell in there. We're just going to stir that up. We're going to put that in, but not yet. Not yet. We're just going to... And I browned it first. Some recipes actually say just put the sausage in and let it bake into the pizza, because you're going to bake it for 30 to 45 minutes, depending. Oh, my wife is watching. Hi, sweetheart. We're having deep dish pizza tonight, and yes, I'll bring some for tomorrow. Yes, Rosalind, post a photo. Okay, come on back over. Now, we've got this lovely pie crust ready to go. Chicago-style pizza. Let me get the butter and cornmeal off my hands. Hold on. Show them that great-looking pie, Richard. So that's a 14-inch pan with a 2-inch lip. And that's going to be nice and deep. All right. Now, first, what's wrong? All right, come back down here so we can see. There you go, there you go. All right, so we're going to load this up with some mozzarella cheese, some shredded mozzarella. This, now of course, as you know, normally this would go on top of the sauce, but not with deep dish pizza. It goes on the bottom. It's our first layer. So we're going to do that. Oh, that looks nice. And since I'm cooking for you guys, I'm going to make a meat lovers. Do you want it all sausage and pepperoni, or do you want it half sausage, half pepperoni? See, I'm customizing tonight.
Half and half.
Half and half?
Half for my missus.
Okay, all right. John Gordon's watching. Hello, John. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. He checked in, wanted to know what time we were going. All right. So you want a good pan for this. And I didn't have one, so I went out and got a couple. This cooking show has been great for stocking the kitchen. All right, I got that. So that's good. I'm going to get my excess dough out of the way. So there we go. We got that ready. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to make the sauce. Because the sauce is a little different. There's my butter. We'll put that over there. All right. I've got these whole peeled San Marzano tomatoes. Delicious. Directly imported from Italy. I would prefer to go and pick them myself. Hello, Edgar. Good to see you. Well, I don't know about that, but I've learned a few skills doing this cook show, because I started by doing things that I was good at and knew, like family recipes, and then I branched out to do some stuff that, I didn't know so much about. But I'm teaching myself as we go, and we're having fun with it. Now I'm going to take, these are whole tomatoes. They're not crushed. They're served in a little, they're stowed in a little juice. I'm taking them out. I don't want all of that juice. I'm going to reserve it, and they're chock full of juice. But we're going to, this is also the fun part. Again, it is a messy dish. So be prepared to get you and your kitchen messy, all right, when we do this. But you're going to have fun doing it. More fun than just slipping out and going to the pizza joint. But it is easier to go to a pizza joint. And my buddy Giuseppe over at Joe Funky at Giuseppe's makes a great Chicago pie. All right, we're going to put a little basil in here, just like that. A little basil. That's good. All right, so I've got my crushed whole tomatoes. I crushed them by hand. I'm going to crush them up a little bit more. A little oregano. I like oregano in my sauce. And just a little garlic powder like that. Salt and pepper. Okay. A little salt. And Yeah, it is messy. It is. Hey, Susan. And a little pepper. You like pepper, don't you, Richard? Why are you so quiet today? You can speak. Richard is. All right. Now.
It's coming for a cocktail.
Oh. Is there something burning?
I don't know.
Is my pizza in here burning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, well, maybe so.
Oh, just the top of the crust. It's okay. That's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. The house is not on fire. Some things, it's okay. Everything's fine. All right, so what we're going to put it down here so they can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to crush. No, I'm making, I rarely do this, but since I wanted to show everybody what it would look like as a finished product, I got one in the oven, which may be well done by the time we get to it, but that's okay. You know what? This is the fun of experimenting Facebook Live. Some of these get posted and some of them don't. Let me turn on a fan. How about that? All right. So we're just going to crush that up, and this is going to be going on the very last thing. Is get Mr. Herwig's a scotch, so because he's working hard. All right, so we're just going to crush this. Sal, the detector's not. It wasn't that bad. These people are very smoke sensitive around here. All right, hold on.
No.
Oh, I think that's the scotch. There you go. All right, so we've got our sauce. We've crushed it up, and it's pretty much ready to go. Hello, Nan. All right, so now we're going to layer up the rest of our ingredients. I've got some pepperoni. Give me just a moment. Here's scissors right here. All right. So we want half and half. Is that what you guys are saying? All right. So we're just going to load this up with pepperoni on one half. We're going to do Fulvio's Italian sausage on the other. Put my line of demarcation. 38th parallel. This is the no man's zone. Don't go over there. All right. And the thing about deep dish pizza, you load it up. Don't be shy with the amount of toppings you put in. How's that looking, Richard? Is that all right?
Looks pretty good.
All right, we're coming along. So we got pepperoni. And what's happened in the oven is this part of the pizza dough, and that pizza has gotten a little crisp, but it's okay. It's no big deal. We've had bigger crises. All right, plenty of pepperoni, yes?
Yes.
Don't pay attention to how messy the kitchen is. All right. Now, we got our Italian sausage. Crumble that up a little bit more. And let's see. All right, well, watch out. Here we go. Other half is going to be sausage, like that. Now this is for hearty appetites, kids. You got to be hungry to make a couple of these babies. How's that sausage look, Richard?
Looks pretty good.
Homemade Fulvio's Italian sausage. You can see the fennel in it. Oh, that's nice. I'm trying to make sure everybody gets what they want and not too much stray, you know? You don't want the stray topping. All right, there we go. While we're doing this, let me check on this pie. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow. It's just a little crispy on the top. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, now we're going to put our crushed tomatoes. Remember, you don't cook the sauce that goes on the pizza. Not for the thin crust pizza and not for this, because it's going to bake in the oven. When you're doing the thin crust, it's cooking over the hot fire. And when we're doing this, it bakes in the oven. So it's going to get plenty cooked. So we've got our tomatoes that go on top like that. I've got some more crushed tomatoes if I need it. Oh, this is nice. And you want to strain out a little bit of the liquid because you don't want to get the crust too soggy at the bottom, because then you'll have problems when you're trying to take the pizza out. All right, like that. I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing there. Mm-hmm. Like that. Cover your toppings with a generous layer of your crushed tomatoes, just like that. Get it out to the edge. How's that looking?
Looks pretty good.
Is it looking all right? I'll put some more there. All right. I'm just gonna get it out to the edge like that. And before we're done, before we pop that baby in the oven, a little more. There you go. Just like that. We're going to top it with a little Parmesan cheese. Maybe a little more Parmesan cheese. Just like that. Boom. That's ready to go in. And yeah, this part of the crust is going to burn a little bit. We'll just break it off. Look, this thing weighs about 2 pounds. So let's put this in the oven and take the other one out. Oh, don't look at all the smoke. Don't look. The Smoky Joe. Hold on. Hold on. Hold what you got. All right. Now the top edge of the crust burned a little bit. Not much. And you're gonna have to let that set up a little bit. Okay, now this is just a cheese, no meat. Watch, Ryan's right behind you. So there you go. This, I'm gonna let that set up and then we're gonna slice it. You can see it's a little liquidy, so we're gonna let that just rest for a little bit because it's been in an oven at 400 degrees. And so everything's melty, gooey, and cheesy and saucy, but we wanna let it set up before we cut into it. So that is our version of deep dish Chicago pizza. That looks really delicious. Can't wait to get into that. And we got that, the meat lovers in there. And we're gonna let that bake for about 30, maybe 45 minutes. Maybe, probably not that long, but I'm gonna have to check it. It's a pretty big pie. But as you can see, this is what the finished product looks like. You see, it got a little crisp on the top, but I think it looks pretty good. I think it's gonna be pretty delicious when we cut into that. So we'll try the cheese one and then we'll try the meat one. So that is how you layer up your Chicago deep dish pizza. The crust is real buttery and it's gonna be crispy and delicious and probably just a little flaky, which is nice. Rosalind, you're gonna have to show me pictures of how your crust turned out and how your dough turned out. But again, don't bake your tomato sauce. Just mix it by hand and put the crushed tomato and try to take out, there's a fair amount of liquid in that. I should have squeezed the tomatoes a little bit more and gotten a little more liquid out of it. You want to put the crushed tomatoes on top with this, just not very much liquid so that the pizza doesn't get watery and soupy underneath. And then you let it set before you cut it because you want it to set up a little bit. And that's our version of Chicago deep dish pizza. I'm starving. I'm missing my drink. So you guys, thank you. Hope you had a great week. And next week, I already know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be early next week because I've got a Animal Samaritans. The oregano goes right in the sauce. So in your tomatoes, you put a little garlic powder, a little oregano, a little basil, salt, pepper, and just mix it up by hand. Squeeze it out a little bit and put the tomatoes right on top of all of your other toppings. It's the last thing you put on other than the Parmesan cheese. You throw that in, throw it in the oven, and then it's time to eat. Hello, Reed, my nephew, is watching. But next week, we're going to be on at 4 o'clock my time because I've got an Animal Samaritans board meeting at 5 o'clock. And by the way, if you want to support a great charity, Animal Samaritans, we would love to have you support us. We've got a great event coming up. Men of the Desert will be at the Palm Springs Air Museum this year in the fall. I'll post all the information. But anyway, we're going to make panzanella salad next week. It's going to be delicious. It's easy. It takes a couple of hours to make the crust, Pamela, because you have to mix it all up, get your dough hook, let it rise, then beat it down a little bit, let it rise again, and then you roll it out. It's a long and involved process. It's one of the reasons I don't do a lot of baking. I'm going to actually hire Tish Herwig to be the person in charge of crusts and pastries because she makes great pies. So she's going to be, you're going to be the pie, the crust making division of Fulvio's. Were you unaware of that? Okay, she's in.
Sophia will do the limoncello.
Sophia will do the limoncello. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your week. Another windy night, but the good news is we're going to be in the 80s for the weekend, which is unheard of in May, especially late May. So we got some nice weather and the winds will back off. And once again, Rosalind, you post me some pictures. Send them to me as soon as you can because I want to see how yours turned out. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your pizza. And like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's a mess. It's it's very messy, but it's a lot of fun. But if you're looking for a great deep dish pizza, Chicago style, you can check out my buddy Joe Funky over at Giuseppe's. He always does a nice job. All right, Jeff, good to see you. Bill, cheers. Let's take one last look at our pizza before we sign off. Oh, that looks pretty darn good. I think that's going to be totally edible and in just a few minutes. All right, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week, great weekend. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next week, Thursday, for panzanella salad. Delicious, light, perfect summery dish.